Hello guys, welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. My name is Negatious, what's going on? Last episode, we actually got properly started on Hanako's route. We went shopping with her and kinda like talked with her, and just had a good time with her. And what else? We went to eat to the tea room, and we had some shenanigans there, problems. Lily came along to eat with us, and after that we went to class, where Misha and Shizune confronted us. Well, mainly Misha, since Shizune is ignoring us, because we had apparently ignored her during the festival, so now, for some reason, we ended up helping Shizune and Misha, because apparently we hurt a young girl's feelings. Or something like that. Well, I shouldn't speak like that, but apparently we've offended Mishune here. Shizune and Misha. Maybe I should start calling them Mishune. I don't know. Anyways, we need to help Misha and Shizune now to kinda atone for our sins. So, this is exactly where we left off last time, so let's get going. Before I can even stand up, Misha and Shizune have placed their hands on both my shoulders. Hey, I said I'd help out, damn.
This is just insurance, Hisao, insurance! Hisao?
Hanako timidly tries to leave the room by circling around us, and I suddenly realize that this may be my one chance to escape. Oh, hey Hanako, what's up?
Hey, what makes you think you've got time to chat?
Oh, relax, this won't take long. Sorry, Hanako, you were saying?
I was going to go to the library and I thought...
Hanako's thumbs dance around each other and her eyes flit around the room, looking anywhere but at us. Aww.
Sorry, Hanako, but Hisao has to come with us. He's got work to do. Oh, but you can help too if you'd like. So, how about it, Hisao?
I honestly have no idea. Because I really want to get a good ending for Hanako, and I have no idea what to do all these choices do. Ah! Let me just drop a save here. Like, I legit have no idea. So, I've done enough work for the council already. That means that we would decline the mission from Shizune and Misha and kind of make our, well, I suppose relationship or acquaintanceship even colder than it is now. Or we could ask Hanako's opinion, which probably would be like that's the problem. I have no idea what Hanako's opinion would be. Be right back, guys. I'm gonna think this through. Okay, I think we're gonna ask for Hanako's opinion here, because Mishune why do I keep saying Mishune? God. Shizune and Misha can be quite adamant on whatever they decide. Hence, I would be ending up doing the work regardless. But I have a feeling that Hanako wouldn't completely resist the idea of coming with us, as long as we're there. But I have a feeling that it would cause greater damage to both sides if I were to just say that I've done enough work for the council already. Does that make sense? I don't know, but let's go. What do you think, Hanako? What do you say, Hanako? If we all help, it shouldn't take long at all. Hanako's fidgeting answers my question before she can even form the words.
I really need to go.
Ah. Because I have no idea, like, what choice to pick. Well, that was to be expected. Looks like it's just me and the council girls again. It's easier to resign myself to another's afternoon work with the small council office. I'll catch up with you later, okay?
Okay.
Ah, she smiled at the end.
Right, now that the farewells are over, it's work time!
Misha and Shizune frog march me to the student council office, never once letting me go off my shoulders. I feel a little bad for teaching Hanako like this, but if this is the price of getting Misha off her back, so be it. Wait, well, yeah, I mean, if I were to say that... Fuck, I think I picked the so-called the wrong choice. So then, what are we up to today?
Debrief!
Huh? Isn't that supposed to happen after something? Is this about the festival again?
Yep, we have to collate all of the information from the festival so that Shichan can debrief the teachers.
Shizune drops a large pile of paperwork on the desk in front of me and smiles succinctly. I've never seen of that word before in my life.
You need to sort those out into 2 piles. One for financial stuff like receipts, one for feedback, one for positive feedback, and maybe one for things that look like they could be problems next year. One for problems that probably won't be able to be fixed.
That's a few more than 2 piles.
Huh? Oh, right. I thought it would only be 2 piles. My bad.
Right. While I'm doing this, what will you two be doing? Oh, come on! Like, come on, this shouldn't be my work.
Well, we missed lunch because we were collecting all of these reports, so we're going to go get some food.
Why didn't you just sort them out while you were collecting them? Thankfully, my self-defense mechanism kicks in and prevents me from opening my mouth and further worsening my situation.
Eh? How is that fair?
I was fretting over the unfair distribution of work so much that I didn't notice that Shizune had kept on signing. If it weren't for Misha's outburst, I probably wouldn't have noticed at all. Shizune seems to be delivering a fairly long string of commands to Misha, and none of them look pleasant. Reaching a conclusion, Misha signs briefly back to Shizune and then sits down at the desk next to me. Shizune waves to the both of us before disappearing out the door. What was that all about?
Shichan was worried that you'd get it all wrong unless you were supervised. And since she can't tell you how you are messing things up, she's making me stay. Aw, bummer. I want to go with Shichan. But she is going to bring us some food. How good is that?
I can't wait for Shizune's route when I have to talk like Misha for like 56 episodes. Misha's flippancy is out of this world. From down in the bumps to on top of the world over some calories. It's hard to imagine how anyone could operate at that level. Well, it could have been worse. So, what are we supposed to be doing?
Collation!
Oh, really? I gathered that.
Well, let's just start making piles. We'll work out what the piles mean later.
Right. We start to separate all of the papers to increasingly complex piles. At first, it's just simple categories. Financial, feedback, incident reports. Then they split apart into the good and bad reports, and further still, until it starts to look like we've just thrown the papers onto the desk. This is hopeless.
Huh? Why? We're doing what we're told, right?
Yeah, but it looks like we're just making a mess.
No, I think we got a lot done. Shichan will be able to work the rest out from here. So, I think we can stop about here then.
It's almost as if Misha's common sense left the room with Shizune. Still, there's no point in arguing.
Anyway, what's the deal with you and Hanako?
Deal?
You were hanging out with her today, weren't you? Have there been any fireworks? Any gossip that you're withholding from me?
Jesus Christ. If I told you about my own circumstances, it wouldn't be gossip, would it?
I guess not.
We're just friends, I guess. Why are you so interested? I thought you and Shizune didn't like her.
It's not really like that. You know, Shichan and Lily don't get along well. And since you can't really get Hanako away from Lily, we don't talk to her much. But that doesn't mean that I can't be concerned for her.
What is there to be concerned about?
Well, she never hangs out with anyone else, right? It's no good, Hichan.
If Shizune and Lily dislike each other because their personalities are different, then I hate to think how Misha and Hanako would get along.
I mean, in one way or the other, we're all in the same boat here, right?
Well, I guess.
This one time, when she left class halfway through, Shichan went to the teacher and asked what was going to be done about it. He said that every student here has special needs and that Shichan shouldn't worry herself about it. Hanako never does any group work, she just runs off. Isn't that enough to be concerned about?
I guess you're right. She still hardly says a word when we're talking.
Well, that's more than I have been able to do. Shichan and I both tried when she started, but she got scared and ran off.
I consider telling Misha that exactly the same thing happened with me, but she seems to be caught up in thought. Listening to Misha without Shizune's influence is interesting.
I think she needs to realize that people here don't care what she looks like and that she can trust in us. If she could, I'd feel a lot better about her.
I think this is the longest I have watched Misha without seeing her sign. When she's with Shizune, she's constantly waving her hands about, explaining the world to Shizune. That amount of effort probably places a strain even on an agile mind. And let's face it, Misha isn't the world's brightest spark. Well, I'll keep an eye on her for you. But you should probably apologize for earlier. I don't think Hanako is cut out for that kind of joke.
Oh! Oh! I didn't even notice! Sorry!
Don't say to me, just mention it to her.
Alright, first thing tomorrow I'll speak with her.
Good. A cacophony from the door heralds the return of Shizune. I guess she can't really tell how much noise she's making.
Oh, Shichan, you're back!
Shizune appears, completely laden with goods from the convenience store.
There was some surplus left from the festival. Since this is officially festival business, I've splurged a little. Nice idea, Shichan, 10 points!
Is that really allowed?
For someone who refuses to
with both of them, their arms crossed, it looks kind of hilarious, actually. And cute at the same time.
For someone who refuses to join us, you seem to take an unhealthy interest in the politics of the council. I shall punish your insolence by rationing your portion of the feast.
Fine, I get it. Misha slides the multiple stacks of paper to one side to make room for the avalanche of food Shizune is spreading out. As I watch my hard yet misdirected work become wasted, I realize that it's little wonder why these two need help. The convenience store meal isn't overly tasty, but at the very least it's filling.
Thanks for helping today. Most of the time we just make up the reports for the staff. This year, we can at least make up some relevant headings on the debrief.
Are you sure this isn't a corrupt organization?
Not at all, not at all. We're by the book. It's not our fault if the book isn't specific enough.
I thought that was the definition of corruption.
You think too much.
You know what? You're probably right. Anyway, I must be off. That is, if I'm allowed to leave.
Your work has been deemed sufficient. You may leave.
Well, thank you. You know, if you stressed the free meal side of things over the endless workload side, you'd probably end up with more recruits.
You might just have a point.
Well, think about it. And think about what we talked about. You don't have to tell that to Shizune if you don't want.
What? Oh, right. I'll try to see her tomorrow. Good night, Hichan.
Night, Misha, Shizune. I still think I picked the wrong choice, because, God, I really, really, really hope that didn't affect the route with Hanako. I truly do. In the meanwhile, we wake up to another day. Chirping birds. Normally, this would be a good time to reflect upon the beauty of nature. But it is 6 a.m. Covering my head with a pillow, I slam my face into the mattress, hoping that the impact will send me instantly back to sleep. Futile. I toss and turn, but sleep simply won't return to me. Alright, nature. You won. See? I'm getting up now. The lack of sleep weighs my mind down, and there's only one remedy for this. A nice, hearty breakfast. It would be nice to be the first person here. To be the first to dig into a piping hot pile of food, to sit wherever I desire. It would have been nice. But even my exceptionally early start has put me behind the most diligent students. I guess there are quite a few people that have early starts here, for one reason or another. A group of students in sports clothes huddle around one table, eagerly discussing game plans, in between inhaling great gulps of food. Scattered around the hall are a number of bleary-eyed students, probably suffering from the same ailment as myself, noisy birds. And of course, there are people that actually enjoy getting up this early, the ones with their bags stuffed with textbooks and completed homework. It's hard not to despise people like that, even more so when you're tired yourself. Picking out a familiar face from the thin crowd, I head towards the nearest table. Lily sits alone, delicately feeling her way around a small plate of eggs with her fork. It's almost a shame to interrupt her and her clockwork movements. I wonder, is this how a blind person zones out, simply moving in predetermined patterns learned over the years, just like a sighted person would eat while reading a newspaper? Good morning, Lily. I didn't expect you to be here this early. Oh, Hisao, you startled me. I didn't know you took breakfast this early. I don't. This is an exception to the rule. I'd greatly prefer to be late to school than early to breakfast. Lily gives a small sigh at my admitted tardiness as I begin eating my food. It doesn't take long for her to lapse back into her previous mindless nibbling. Each short motion lacks energy. I suppose this is similar to letting your eyes wander while performing any ordinary chore. But after a few repetitions of the find food/eat food cycle, Lily puts down her fork and dabs her lips with a napkin. Dab 420! Okay. Hisao, Do you mind if I ask you a question? Damn, all I want is a little food and about 4 hours of sleep. And nobody says, can I ask you a question? For a simple question. Sure. Do you think of Hanako as a friend? Oh God. Huh, this seems like a fleeting question. I guess so. Why do you ask? And I truly do think of her as a friend. I mean, she's like, well, yeah, you know. No real reason. I do have another question, though. Why is it that you think of her as a friend? Why? This is well above my level. What is she expecting from me? I'm not really sure. I guess it's because she's a little different in the way she deals with people. Since I've known her, she hasn't really connected with anyone. This music is probably one of the best, like, in the game. Lullaby of Open Eyes. It's so calming, but like so beautiful at the same time. She doesn't seem interested in other people, and I think people are a little scared off by her appearance. Really? I thought that kind of thing was, well, discouraged here. Discriminating and such. If I were to put it one way... She furrows her brow in thought, and a move which makes me slightly anxious as to what she's plucking from her mind. I'd say you are a little naive. Naive? I'd be insulted if not for the slightly cynical grin on her face. I see. While Yamaku has a stronger sense of community compared to other schools, it is far from being free of conflict. Rules cannot remove human nature after all, only suppress it. Yeah, I figured that some kind of bullying topic would come up during Hanako's route. That's something I've noticed actually. Just little things, like how certain people and cliques avoid each other in the hallways. It's no different than my old school, really. Even Lily and Shizune could be considered bitter rivals, even though they both seem like fairly accepting people. Well, at least the Misha-tinted Shizune does. Who knows what actually goes on with her fingers behind her glasses. I guess you're right, but when I first came here, everything was a bit of a shock. I kept on making mistakes, or at least thinking I was making mistakes. Like when we first met and I said I see to you. I didn't know if that was considered rude or anything, so I tried to just put it in the back of my mind. Treating people any differently and that kind of thing. So I didn't. I told myself that Hanako and you and everyone else was just normal, and I tried to ignore the obvious. I talked to Hanako as if she were any other person, and so we became friends. At least, that's how I think it happened. But you know, I feel guilty just from saying something like that aloud. As if it took extra effort to think of Hanako, or you, or anyone else here as normal people. I don't think that's right. Hisao, I think you are naive, but I also think you are a good person. It is perhaps one of your better traits. I suppose I can take that as a compliment. Tell me, are you free tonight? Whoa, where's this coming from? If you don't count homework, then I'm as free as the breeze. In that case, would you care to join myself and Hanako for tea? I don't really have that much money at the moment, so going out isn't really... Oh, I didn't mean going out. Just here, this evening. You can access the classrooms in the evening here? No, that is not what I meant. Hanako and I often use my room for tea parties together. Please, feel free to drop by after dusk. Sure, I see no problem with that. What's your room number? 225. Room 25 on the second floor. Okay, sure. Well then, I had best be off. I have class representative duties to attend to after all. Until this evening, Hisao. I have a feeling that Lily has an ulterior motive for inviting us to come drink tea. It can't be just something like that. She must be trying to ascertain something, I feel. Yeah, catch you later. Hang on. Was I just invited to a girl's room after hours? Is that even allowed? There is the curfew here, but I've never heard any rules about visitors in the dorm rooms. Even still, this is enough to get my sleep-deprived brain jump-started. Add that to a lukewarm breakfast and you have one hell of a pick-me-up. I grudgingly go to class, still a little excited at the prospect of breaking the rules. I feel a little like a kid planning to sneak out of his window at night. Well, maybe that's going a little too far, but when you compare an invitation to a party to 6 or so hours of lectures, I know which one wins. Misha and Shizune do little to relieve my boredom either. For once, they seem determined to actually complete Muto's assignments. Nevertheless, the day eventually winds to a close. I hurry back to my room to wash up and comb my hair. Thankfully, I don't run into Kenji. Before long, I am leaving the boys' dorm. I nervously rap on the door marked 225, checking my watch once again. Is that you, Hisao? The door is open. You can come in. Lily's voice lilts through the door and soothes my nerves. This is the first time I've been invited to a girl's room after dark. In the alternate universe of Katawa Shoujo, even I feel like that's gonna be a running joke. Even though I know there is no ulterior motive behind this well, yeah, there has to be an ulterior motive to this, because the whole thing, if you like take it out of context, is so random. Even though I know there is no ulterior motive behind this invitation, it doesn't stop my mind running wild with possibilities. One guy, 2 girls in a dorm room with a tea set. When I put it like that, it sounds a little dodgy. Giving a small sigh to steady myself, I gingerly put my hand on the handle and opened the door, craning my head to see inside. Oh! Lily looks like here. Lily looks way older than she actually is, honestly. That's like an eerie. She looks. I mean, don't take this. I mean, I don't mean to offend, but she looks like she would be in her late 20s, mid-20s, late 20s. I don't know. And then Hanako is there just aww. The door opens completely and I catch my first glimpse of Lily's room. Her furniture looks almost antique, but the bare walls and flat surfaces are barely decorated at all, while considering it's a blind person's room. In the center of the room sits a low table where I see a small tea set at rest. It seems that everything in this room has its place, possibly excepting the several piles of books stacked up against the wall. My sense of vision isn't the only one to be stimulated. The faint smell of something can be picked up in the air. Nail polish, perfume, makeup. It's hard to describe in any other way than girly. My eyes finish their quick sweep of the room before returning their position onto the girls. Lily sits next to the small table, wearing very dark blue pajamas. Dark blue pajamas with shorts that they show off plenty of her alluring pale legs. Opposite her, Hanako sits adorned in a conservative light pink gown. Also, you can see her burn marks actually continue like they continue to like her right arm, like to her shoulder, and I'm betting they're continuing like down the arm as well. Her hands are firmly fixed between her legs, her shoulders forward and her head down, as if trying to hide herself in it. It would be easy for her to do. It looks like about 2 sizes too big for her. Waves of flannel flow down her frame, making her look like a child playing dress-up in her parents' clothes. Yeah, I'm betting that's Lily's, because Lily is so much taller than Hanako. Yeah, I think Lily is a bit taller than Hanako, yeah. She looks up to confirm my identity, and the beginnings of a thin smile creep across her face, before vanishing so fast that I can't be sure they ever were there. There is no point in you standing in the doorway, Hisao. Hey, that's actually a new sprite from Hanako, I think. I take a step into the room, closing the door behind me. My, I'm afraid this is really a small room for the 3 of us. Would you like to take a seat? I slowly walk to the table and sit down, trying my hardest not to disturb anything along the way. I also can't help but steal a quick glance into Lily's top as I sit. To be robbed of sight would be a most terrible fate. Well now, how about some tea? Hanako, could you please pour?
Sure. He's so. Would you like?
I would love some tea. Do you need a hand?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Lily finds it difficult to resist a smile at her companion's nervousness, something I really can't blame her for. Been a tiring day?
Yeah.
I relax at my place, opposite of the cabinet. God dang it. To my left is a blue-clad Lily, and to my right sits the pink Hanako. The tea set on the table looks cute as well as practical, painted red with a floral motif. It looks odd when contrasted with Lily's plain but generically sophisticated-looking furniture, which leads me to think that Hanako might have picked it out. There's a slight ting when Hanako accidentally clips the teapot on a cup as she's pouring. She breathed in sharply. She must be really nervous, as it's not the kind of thing anyone would worry about. Hanako quivers at her mistake. It is okay, Hanako. There is no need to be nervous. Hanako seems to find some confidence in Lily's reassuringly soft-spoken words and deftly pours the next 2 cups.
Here you are, Hisao, Lily.
Hanako carefully placed the cup and saucer in front of Lily and myself. I could get used to service like this. Thank you, Hanako. Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Lily searches for her cup, and upon finding it, sips delicately. I do the same. The tea tastes somewhat better than the tea we usually have at school. This is nice. It's so different from any tea I had before. Looks like you picked the right one, Hanako. You've done well, even if it was a bold move. Hanako's smile returns, redoubled. Even with her blighted face, her shy smile couldn't be called anything but cute.
I'm glad you like it.
Hanako, finally beginning to relax, sips from the cup. I think I might go on a little longer today as well, because I'm really enjoying this. I think back to my chat with Misha the other day. Is Hanako's behavior really something to be concerned about, or is she just shy? And then there was Lily earlier this morning. The concern from both of them seems to be genuine, and they know the situation better than I. But really, how could I possibly help? I'm no plastic surgeon, so I can't really help her appearance, nor am I a psychologist who can make her more sociable. So what the hell do Lily and Misha want me to do? It's frustrating. Hanako and I are quickly becoming friends on our own accord, and because of that, it's like everyone wants me to solve all her problems. And I have no idea how to do that. No one can cure my heart, nor Lily's eyes, nor anyone who is here in this school. However, I see no harm in becoming better friends with Hanako. Now that she is warming up to me, I kind of enjoy hanging out with her. So, Hisao, are you enjoying yourself? Lily's words break me out of my reverie, and I take a second to reconsider where I am. I'm in a room with two girls in their bedclothes. This is something to be enjoyed. Yeah, it's relaxing, almost like I'm not in school anymore. Do you do this often? Quite often, but not as often as we take tea in the school building. Considering they do this nearly every day, that's not a big surprise. As I move to take another sip from my teacup, I find it, sadly, empty. That was delicious. Thank you, Hanako. Lily.
You're welcome.
Yes, you are most welcome, Hisao. It is nice to have a third person here. Well, anytime you need someone to fill that position, I'm always available. Always. One must be sure to get one's point across in these circumstances. Lily lets loose a yawn, which she unsuccessfully hides with her hand.
Pardon me, I think I am a little tired. I think we're all a little tired.
My, how astute we are tonight, Hanako. We should really head to bed. We all have class tomorrow. Yeah, I should go. Thank you for your presence, Hisao.
Thanks. You'll come again?
Not even a whole army could stop me. I'm impressed by your determination, Hisao. Either way, you're right. We'd best get going. I stand up and make for the door. Hanako gingerly stands up behind me. I stop and face her. Are you coming with me? Hanako instantly blossoms into full blush.
No, not this room isn't.
It's okay, I was only joking.
Okay. Good night.
Good night, Hanako. Good night, Hisao. Night all. And with that, our tea party finishes. I'm still not sure what it is that Lily wants me to do for Hanako, but I don't want to let her down. I wait until the door has closed behind us before turning to Hanako. Hey, Hanako, you know, you don't have to be nervous around me or anything. I mean, we're friends, right?
Right, we're friends.
If you ever want to hang out or anything, just let me know. We still need to have that chess rematch, remember?
Sure. But I don't think you'll win.
Oh, is that a challenge? It wouldn't be any fun if it was easy. Hanako seems to give a muted laugh, but she could have just as easily been exhaling.
Good night, Hisao.
With that, Hanako quickly retreats into her room, located next to Lily's. I start to walk back to my dorm, but the simple act of walking seems to drain me of my energy. I barely make it to my room before I'm hit by a wave of exhaustion. I kick off my shoes, fall into bed, and fell asleep by the time my head hits the pillow. Okay, that is where we are going to drop off this episode of Katawa Shoujo, guys. Thank you very much for watching this. I mean, we are really getting, we are really like setting up the mood here, let's say. Like, I feel like that Lily still has some ulterior motive she's not telling us. Because that whole invitation, like to come drink tea, with herself and Hanako after hours was just kind of, it felt off. I mean, sure, Lily's a generous soul and like kind soul, but I feel like that she still has like that. She like, it could be that she just wants me and Hanako to like come along better, and like me to like support Hanako. But I feel like that there's something more to that than just that. Anyway, we'll be continuing Katawa Shoujo in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please click that like button. Also click subscribe and the bell button next to the subscribe button to get my videos into your subscribed tab, I suppose, in YouTube. Also, if you want to give me feedback, make sure to comment down below. Any constructive feedback is welcome. And yeah, like this is really like well, not heating up, but like I'm enjoying this. There are so many like moving components to this this route already that I think I'm already enjoying it more than I did with Misha. What's her name? Emi. Like Emi's route was good, but I feel like that Hanaka's route has the potential to be so much better. Anyways, my name is Negacious. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.